Greetings everybody, Kent Clausen, Fire Chief in Bellevue. On behalf of the Bellevue Fire Department, we want to bring some holiday safety tips for you and your families to get through the holiday season without any mishaps. But one thing we always talk about is our holiday lighting. Everybody likes to get in the spirit and put all kinds of lights up and everything, but we just want to make sure that we're not overloading circuits, using the correct extension cords, making sure everything's weather tight. If it's outside, if it's inside, we want to make sure on the trees, if you're using an artificial tree, and especially a live tree, to make sure that that live tree is watered so it doesn't dry out. If you're using, some people used to use candles a lot around the holiday season. We want to make sure that they're a safe distance from the Christmas trees or secured enough so they're not going to fall over. Everybody has pets anymore, and the pets knock candles over and start fires. So we just want to make sure you're aware of that and cognizant of when you're decorating your home for the holiday season. Make sure that you're doing it in a very safe manner. Again, water your Christmas trees, make sure you're not overloading circuits, and make sure they're weather tight if they're outside. Pay attention to how many lights you have on a cord. Make sure you don't have high wattage bulbs in areas that they shouldn't be. So that's again a very big cause of fires in the holiday season, is especially the dry Christmas trees. Another point we want to bring out is your heating systems. Your heating systems using auxiliary heating, auxiliary cooking devices. Make sure that the flues on a wood burning stove, the chimneys are clean. The flues in a gas furnace, fireplace, make sure that they're clean and not obstructed. It's a good idea to have those things serviced on an annual basis to make sure that the heat exchangers are not cracked, the venting is not plugged by a bird or some type of debris. So again, make sure when you're using those devices, secondary heating devices, small propane heaters, make sure they're used in a well-ventilated area. And electric ones, again, don't overload a circuit. Make sure there isn't things around it that could catch fire if left unattended. The big thing is not to leave things unattended. Always be around them and be cognizant of where you're setting them so that you're not having papers or combustible material fall on them and start a fire. Along with that, having everything serviced is make sure that your smoke detectors and your CO detectors are working properly. They have batteries. I know a lot of them are hardwired in newer homes now, but make sure you push the button to test it on a regular basis. Make sure that they're not expired. A lot of people don't understand that there's expiration dates, and they'll be on the back of the detectors and they'll have an expiration date. Those are typically good for 10 years. Some of the newer devices now have a 10-year battery, so you don't even have to change the battery. But again, make sure you're getting a good UL listed smoke detector and CO detector. Put them in the hallways, bedroom areas, cooking areas, and in the basement. So again, make sure you have those intact. If not, contact a local contractor and they'll help you out. Along with the smoke detectors and CO detectors, we want to make sure that everybody has a good quality fire extinguisher and that it's out in the open so that people can see it, not tucked away under the kitchen counter or a cabinet. There's a gauge on all of the extinguishers. Make sure that they're in the green area of the gauge and it's fully charged. And if it's not, get a hold of a local contractor to, again, have that recharged or purchase a new one at any of the hardware stores or home centers. They have them on stock. And again, as long as it's UL listed, it's a good quality extinguisher. Another thing with the holidays coming up, a lot of people are entertaining, having a lot of extra people in the home, parking. Make sure that when you're parking on the streets or in your driveways, make sure that your driveways are clear of snow and ice. If you have to have an ambulance or a fire department come, make sure that the parking isn't obstructing, both lanes of traffic, and think about getting emergency vehicles in an area if you have an incident in your home. Again, make sure that you get the snow and ice off. Have to put salt down to make sure it breaks it up, and also don't stack a lot of things around your main entrance. Again, think about if you have an emergency that firefighters come in or rescuers come in with a medical cot to get somebody out. Make sure that there's plenty of room to get them in and out of the home and around the area. Another thing that, one of the last things I want to talk about is adopt a hydrant program. If you live in town, you have a fire hydrant on your block, get with your neighbor and do an adopt a fire hydrant program. Shovel it out, make sure that it's clear, it's not blocked and is visible, so if we get snow and they start plowing streets and they cover them up, make sure that it's clear and gives us about a 3-foot area around the fire hydrant. So those are some of the quick tips to have a safe holiday season. Remember, if you have an incident, call 911. Don't be afraid to call 911 because that's what we're here for. And have a safe holiday. And we really want to thank everybody for their support over the year, throughout the year, our fundraisers and our campaign drives. So again, on behalf of the Bellevue Fire Department, have a safe and happy holiday season.